right, Bobby, give us the biggest player storylines with these prospects, either for the Cowboys or just the biggest storylines overall when it comes to these guys working out on Thursday.
I mean, the biggest storyline at this moment is some of the guys that aren't going to work out. So that's Derek Stingley at LSU, who is going to wait till his pro day, it sounds like, and Evan Neal, a guy who has the potential to be the number one pick in the draft, the offensive tackle from Alabama. So those are some big storylines nationally right now. For the Cowboys specifically, I mean, I think that they're going to have their eyes on just about everybody, that every position is kind of going to be on deck for them. But some of the big names to probably know, and if you're wanting to keep track of how they test and do, I think offensive guard Kenyon Green from Texas A&M is a big name to watch. Tyler Linderbaum, the center from Iowa, that's another one. It's interesting. I know Broadus has talked about this Washington corner, Trent McDuffie, who's a really solid player and a lot of league really likes, thinks that's like a plug-and-play, ready-to-go, top-of-the-line starting cornerback. He's a little smaller, though. He's like 5'10", and I actually had asked somebody with the Cowboys this week. I was like, hey, is McDuffie going to be too small for you guys? And I was told absolutely not. So for some people who wondered if Trent McDuffie, a smaller corner or more average-sized corner, and that was going to be too small for Dan Quinn and the Cowboys, I was told no, absolutely not, and that they really like him. And so Trent McDuffie, another one to watch. And the guy who's really going to blow up the combine, two names to watch, Traylon Burks, the receiver from Arkansas. He's a freak. He's DK Metcalf. And then the other one would be Kyler Gordon, the other cornerback opposite Trent McDuffie at Washington, is going to test really, really well this week.
When's McCarthy talk out there?
Today at 11:15 Central Time. So we'll have that audio as quick as possible to turn around for KMC and for you guys in the morning.
I don't think you are the most sympathetic guy towards Mike McCarthy. I'm just judging that with my radio.
Come on, Sean. I love him.
Will you be standing in front of Mike McCarthy today having a little bit of sympathy for him after what he has gone through this offseason? And how do you think McCarthy's attitude is going to be today with some of the questions he's going to get?
Why do you hate him so much?
I won't have any sympathy for Mike McCarthy, who gets paid $5 million annually to just kind of fold his arms and go, "Yep," over there on the sideline. So
that's not necessary.
No, not a lot of sympathy. And honestly, any sort of these questions he's going to take, he intensified for himself with the way he talked to Rich Eisen a couple weeks ago, and so he stirred the pot as much as Jerry did. And so I think that, anything that is going to come out of this or any sort of tough questions he's going to face are also partly his doing. And so, no, I'm not a lot of sympathy, but I would guess that's a large part of what he hears today is just a lot of questions about Sean Payton, about Dan Quinn, about, things that he heard or things that he said to Rich Eisen, things that have been said ever since. Stephen Jones sounded a little annoyed yesterday when it was brought up about, hey, would you like to see Mike McCarthy more involved in the offense? And he said, well, I think he's a little more involved than you guys think he is. I want to, say that right off the bat. And so there's a little bit of defensiveness here, but no, Mike McCarthy's a big boy. He can stand up there. He can take it.
Man, the Dan Quinn perception resurgence is one of the most wild things I've ever seen. Like, he was like, his tenure in Atlanta, he was mocked at the end, and now everybody's like, "Oh my God, this guy's the next. We got to get him as the coach."
He's a new Chris Richard.
Yeah, he really is.
I mean, it's very similar, but I mean, the difference is that like a big part of this comes down to what kind of a guy the players look for, like what kind of a coach the players connect with and what they think of him. And so I think a lot of that reputation builds back up naturally just because you hear the players talking about how much he means to them and how important he is to them and the things that they get from him. And so I think that a lot of that is driven just by the chatter that you hear from the players. I mean, nobody disliked Mike Nolan. Everybody in the locker room, from what I can tell, liked him as a person. But nobody's out there raving about him, and they go out of their way to talk highly of Dan Quinn, the same way they talked highly about Rod Marinelli, and the same way the guys really viewed Rod Marinelli as a type of father figure. And, I think that's Dan Quinn's very good. I think Dan Quinn went and did everything that Mike McCarthy lied and told you he did in going back and reviewing things.
Wow.
And so that's paying off now.